All right, here we go. We're going to talk about God here today. I grew up with God in my family. We went to church. We did all the stuff that you normally typically do. Go to Sunday school, read the Bible, vacation Bible school, church, doing communion, everything. Used to go through the motions and believed in God, Jesus, Scripture, what have you. I guess you don't know if you don't know, right? So I never really had a God experience that I knew of. I had heard of them before. I'd heard of miracles and people being healed. I'd heard of speaking in tongues. I've heard that, and I wanted to experience that, right? You hear about it, and you want it, right? You want to see it so that you put your finger on it and go, I do know there's a God exists because I saw this or this happened and yada yada, right? But so all you know is just what you hear, and sometimes it's do you believe or not believe? I don't know, and well, the devil's out there to try to make you not believe, and so that's what we have going on. But so I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my experiences with God, and I've had two really major God events that I want to share, just so I can pass this along to others. To give hope to people that don't know, right? And this is the kind of thing that I was probably looking for when I was growing up, is to hear some testimony, a witness from someone that had an experience, and this is what I'm going to share today. So this goes back to 2015, my second divorce I was going through. I was in Columbus, Mississippi with my two oldest daughters and my brand new baby with my second wife, and she had things didn't work out, and she was on the way out, and I was having a really hard time with it, very hard time with it. I'm a very empathetic person, and I like to try to make things work. I was raised that once you get married, you stay married and you make it work, and that's just what I wanted to do, and that's why I was having a hard time with it, because I couldn't understand why couldn't we make this work, and she refused, and I won't get into the details. But anyway, she was out the door, and I was very depressed, and so bad that mentally I was caving in. My kids saw it when they were going to school. They would come in every day and give me hugs. They could see it, they could feel it, sense it, that I was having some issues with this divorce, this separation that I was going through, and it weighed on me very heavily. My squadron commander at the time, I was flying T-38s in Columbus, pilot training, teaching students how to fly fast jets, and that was my kind of my safe place, my safe haven that I would go to get, to be back alive, and to kind of put this divorce thing kind of to the side and just be like, this is what I do. And that was the only fun that I had, my salvation. So, but my squadron commander told me, hey, you should probably take a break. I'm going to ground you for a little while. And I'm like, no, boss, don't do that to me. I need this. And he's like, no, your wife called in and said that you may be suicidal and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? I was like, it's not the case. She's just doing this, blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, he grounded me, and that was actually where I took a turn for the worse. So because now all I had time to do was think about all the bad stuff, and it just festered. And but anyway, I'll get to the story here. So I was in bed for weeks. It felt like, and just horrible, just depressed. I'd never been in that situation before. And I just thought there was no hope, and I was getting to the point in my brain mentally where I was just like, God, can we just make this stop now, please, God? What do we do? I need to get out of this. I don't know what to do, and so I had some very dark thoughts that went through my head frequently throughout the day, throughout the week, and I had a gun in there in the closet, and I was just like. And I'm like, no, don't think about that. Do not go there. Do not go there. And I kept saying, don't go there. And I didn't get close. I didn't go get it or anything, but I knew it was there, but the fact that it was going through my brain, that I was thinking about it, is what bothers me about the whole deal, And again thought that this marriage thing it was my fault, and I just wanted it to go away. I just wanted it to end. I wanted to take the pain away. And so one morning I woke up, same thing, just dreaming about it, having nightmares, and the kids came in, they were going to school, gave me a kiss to go to work, or to go to school, get on the school bus. And I was just laying in bed, and it was kind of we lived on the bayou on a little river in Mississippi there, Tom Bigby Waterway, and the weather was kind of fall, so kind of cold outside and foggy, and there was some fog rolling in around the river that was coming in, the little inlet where we lived, and but the sun was kind of starting to come through. It was kind of starting to burn off, and again, like I said, just so full of negativity, full of just hatred and hating myself and life in general, and it was my theme for weeks, and almost probably a month. I can't remember, but so anyway, this all of a sudden, as the sun started coming in, the light was starting to come in the window there. I just felt this energy come in, and it was God. God came into the room, and he drew me to the door. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And I hadn't felt anything like this before in my life, and that's why I knew this was a godly thing that was happening here, because I couldn't explain any of it. And so drew me to the door, and I was starting to see the sun kind of peeking through the fog as it was kind of rolling by, and it was just sitting there steady and shining in, and so I sat down at the door looking out at the river with the fog, and all of a sudden the beams of light from the sun just came in and just covered my face, my body, and that's when it just hit me, just like a beam of, I don't know, this massive beam came in through my heart, just totally completely energized my body, and I'm just like, oh, what is happening? And all of a sudden all that negativity just completely disappeared, gone, and all of a sudden I had this feeling of relief, of all this pain is gone now. I'm in a nice place, I'm in heaven, and everything was gone, and I'm happy and positive, and it was like that. It's just in a heartbeat, and then everything went away. I didn't even pray for it. It just happened. Like he drew me to the door, and it happened. And I wasn't even asking for it, but he knew that I was suffering, and he came in there. He saw the direction I was going. He let me hit rock bottom, and I know it was a lesson for me, and brought me to the door, and then just bingo, I was just immediately energized, full of positive energy, and everything was gone, and I was starting to think, I'm like, did I just die? Like, am I in heaven now? Because I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any suffering anymore. And I started crying, and I just had goosebumps. The hair was standing up. This feeling of like something is happening. Something's happening big time right now. And as soon as that happened, I just started getting all these I get all energized and I want to go do stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to work. So I put on my flight suit, put on my boots, hopped in the car, took off to work. And as soon as I walked into my office, and I guess a couple other guys that work with me in there, and they're like, Spanky, dude, what's up? Like, you all right, man? And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? I was all like, yeah, dude, I'm ready to go fly. Like, what's going on? Like, and didn't even mention anything about what's going on in my life, about the divorce and my ex-wife, or my wife, and we weren't divorced yet, but and they're just like, are you okay? Have you been drinking? Are you smoking marijuana? Like, what? Like, you shouldn't be this happy, because we saw you like a couple days ago, or we talked to you a couple days ago, and dude, you were bad, and like all of a sudden, like, what happened? And so I was like, dude, I said, God just came and saved me like an hour ago. And they're like, huh? I said, yeah. I said, I was laying in bed, and I told him the whole story, and he saved me. He saved my life. And ever since that happened, ever since that day, I have always taken a whole new outlook on life, and just positive. I'm just energized, and I'm more laid back. I'm not so stringent about everything, and I just kind of like, kind of go with the flow, and I'm just like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. I don't need to get upset about this. I don't need to get upset about that, and it'll work out. It's meant to be, and that's just kind of my happy-go-lucky, and so that is the first time that I've really had God in my life, like, to where I was like, there's no doubt in my mind, that was definitely a God event. And to this day, I look at God so much differently now because He saved me, and I think about that all the time, and I will never forget it. And I hope this does something for some of you out there that are looking for an answer, or looking for testimony from somebody. I know I needed it, because I had never witnessed or heard of anything, just kind of hearsay stuff, but no one that I really knew, so I didn't know, and we don't know, and but to just be humble and just carry on, be positive, be happy, and just live your life, and don't judge others, because you never really know. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, I before all this happened, I heard, we all hear of suicides, right? And I'm like, how in the world do people do suicide? Like, how could it get that bad, right? And I didn't have anything against them, or I'm not judging or not trying to offend anybody that's been in that situation, but it's just that I never knew, because I hadn't been there, and it was just hard for me to kind of comprehend, how does someone get at that level, I'm just curious. Well, now I know, and I've been there now, and what it basically taught me was that to never really judge, anybody from their actions or something, or somebody that you see on the side on the road, or your friends, and they get out of control, because you never really know what battles that they're fighting. And so it just taught me a lesson about that, because I've been there, and it sucks. It's not fun. And but I'm just here to tell you that God is the answer, and He can change everything for you. And all you have to do is ask, and it's free, and it doesn't cost you anything. He's not mad at anybody. He'll take you even if you've done things that are bad, and all you need to do is just ask for forgiveness, and ask God to give you the way, and to show you the path, and He will do it. And you really do it, I used to pray a lot. Well, I thought I was. I was praying, but it's like, before dinner, God's great, God's good, bless His food, blah 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 blah. We do that, right? We go through the motions, and after this event is when I learned that there's more to praying than just going, "Hey, I'm going to say a prayer." Well, you say a prayer, right? There's also a way to say a prayer where you really mean it, like it comes from within, it comes from your heart, and when you want something from God, is that you pray to Him, and you ask, and you really want it, and He provides. And I've started praying like that, and I've seen results, and I've helped other people, prayed for other people, and it's happened, and it's worked itself out for these people that have asked me to pray for them. And so I would say that if you are praying, that there is a technique to where when you pray, that if you really pray, I think that brings more or better results than just saying it. Because think about it, right? If you just just kind of just lip service, right, on praying, as opposed to from the heart, meaning it, asking God, please help me, right? And it works. And I'm here to tell you, he's real. And I thank God every day for saving my life, for my kids, for my family, my life. Look where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be here, and I'm here, and I'm thankful. And this is His playground. This is God's world. He created this for us, and it's here. and it is so amazing to see all of his creations, and that's what I love to do. I love to go around and to just feel everything, touch the rocks, and just be in God's world, and it's just such a blessing. So again, I hope this does something for somebody out there. If you have any questions or comments, please send me a message or give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about anything. Anyway, God bless.